Whenever I travel to the war zones and I leave my home, always I do one-way ticket.
Dr. Manzur Yazji is getting ready for a journey he's made before. His third trip from his home in Edinburgh, Texas, to eastern Ukraine.
As a physician first, it's our duty and our ethics to help every needed person in the world.
I understand that feeling. I've been in war zones and disaster zones as a reporter. Manzur and I were in Haiti at the same time in 2010. At times, I have felt compelled to help.
How much do you worry now about your own safety?
Every time I go back, I say this is maybe the last time I'll be going. Because when I decide to come, it's a lot of fear. And then in a minute, I just remember my promise and why the people lost their life and I see their children not seeing them. And we work in different cities.
Dr. Yazji, a Syrian American, ran over 30 medical missions since 2011 to help his homeland during the catastrophic war there. But even as the conflicts continue in Syria, he finds himself in a similar situation in another country.
What happened in Ukraine, it happened in Syria. And I feel myself that I'm part of them.
Nearly 2 months of war and at least 119 attacks on clinics and hospitals have left the Ukrainian health system in disarray and desperately in need of outside help.
The hospitals, which been attacked by the Russian army. Physician to physician.
Dr. Yazji spends the next 5 days in an almost constant blur of action.
I wonder if you can just sort of describe what you're encountering. Is there not enough care to be given?
A lot of high complexity surgeries. Trauma, like we did a surgery on Monday, like for a person lost half of the upper posterior upper shoulder, the upper arm, the chest, the upper chest. This man survived.
There are issues with water and electricity. There are shortages of medical supplies. Performing as many as half a dozen operations in a day, what Dr. Yazji and his Ukrainian colleagues are doing is, in the context of things, nothing short of miraculous. One thing he learned in Syria is the need to perform skin grafts as soon as possible to reduce the risk of infection.
This is the most challenging, really, kind of surgery, because the faster you cover the bone, you facilitate healing and prevent infection.
These are patients who've been injured in these explosions that we've been witnessing on television. They may lose skin, they may have fractured bones, they may need amputations, and so you're talking about creating flaps to try and care for them. Is that right?
We really save the amputation. You make a big difference in people's life.
Dr. Yazji doesn't just provide medical support, though. He provides a form of mental nourishment to the Ukrainian doctors as well.
When I see a Ukrainian doctor suffering because, he's exhausted mentally, physically, and the attack on them, I see ourselves, we were there. That why this is all make me come to Ukraine and be with them.
The morning after our call, he started for home, but leaving with a promise that he will be back.